Napolitano, and I'm really excited to be sitting here with an ambassador for Zinzino, Mr. Dave Ives. But why I'm really so excited is that when we first started Zinzino and we came over from our network marketing company and we found this home called Zinzino, we did not know what we were doing. So we'd go into London, and Dave heard we were a new team coming over, and he agreed with his wife, Sean, that they would actually come up and actually do their first presentation and training for our team. And I was so impressed because he had no financial interest directly in us, and yet he came over. And then when we heard him speak, I was just blown away. He's such a powerful speaker. He's got an incredible story. Now, many of you know me, and I've had a long history in direct selling. Well, he has too. And he's been also through the ups and downs in the industry, but he came back to network marketing. So first of all, Dave, thank you for being here.
It's great being here, Art.
And it's great to be working with you. And thank you for helping to launch our team. But I really want our viewers to know a little bit about you. When did you first look at network marketing? I heard you moved from the UK to the States seeking fame and fortune. Is that true?
Well, you know, I was growing up, I really enjoyed the Starsky Hutch films and programs. And so when about 1920, I decided to go to the States on holiday. And I was dragged along to my first exposure of this industry. Didn't understand it, but I felt something, and the individual that was sharing it with me just simply had so much energy and passion that I'd never experienced that. That's the first thing. Coming from a single parent family, no one taught me entrepreneurship. So it was my first exposure, and I loved it. And the message was very simple. You know, if you've got a dream big enough that you're willing to work for, and I most definitely had a dream, I just didn't know how to attain it. And he was showing me an opportunity to do that.
Well, I know you've had a similar path as I have. You've had to, unfortunately or fortunately, had to move to another company. Then you got out of the industry for a while. Why was that, and what did you do during that time?
It's interesting times, isn't it, right now? I mean, everything is at a touch of a button. When I joined the industry when I was 20, this is back in the early 90s, there was no distraction. There was no social media. So when I joined that company, I didn't know there was anything else. So I wasn't looking for anything else. So every time I had to learn more or become more or sharpen my skills, I just got busy in what I was doing. Today, I think that there's a lot of distraction. So, but I was in the industry for 6 years in my early 20s. But then I came out of the industry for nearly 20. At that time, my company was under investigation. They're still today the number one company, $8 billion a year.
Wow.
So, that my whole team sort of was in paralysis, and I lost everything. And at that time, being a mid-20s young man, I made money, but I didn't understand what it took to be a leader. And I felt not worthy of leading people. And I left the industry for nearly 20 years.
And then I heard you had many interesting ventures as an entrepreneur. You got in the restaurant industry. You know, you got to experience the difference. So what's different for those that have never been in network marketing? Compare being in a business, the traditional investment, the effort and the potential versus risk, versus starting a network marketing company for us.
I think you just hit the nail on the head, Art. I mean, I was a restaurateur by profession, and for those who understand what that takes, one, you've got to find a premises. Then you've got to market those premises, and then you've got to be creative and staff and employees. We're not talking tens of thousands. We're talking hundreds of thousands. And with no expectation of making money back, only then paying your commitments for a number of years and hopefully drawing a wage. And when you see network marketing, it's low entry and low risk when you really think about it. But it gives you all those benefits of being a business owner without the risks.
Well, I want to come now fast forward to what's happened with you in Zinzino. I remember, in fact, we're here in London. We're just finishing a big leadership school this weekend in the UK. And Dave's just an amazing speaker. So it was just a pleasure to share the stage with you. But I love when you tell your story about when you first came into Zinzino and they told you a dry blood spot test. And you were skeptical. What did you do?
I mean, I was skeptical, but I was hopeful. I think, I mean, at 51, I'm 56 now, and the last 5 years has totally revolutionized our family's health and well-being and finances. But I was one of those broken networkers. Been in twice, built twice, had things taken away from. So it wasn't whether Zinzino was the right company for me. It was more of, could I build it? Did I believe in me? And when I saw the vision of the owner, the founders, that brought me absolute clarity. And I most definitely knew that when you meet people that you know that are going to make things happen, you've got to address your own inner insecurities and hold on to their coattails.
Didn't you send 4 different tests from 4 different locations? Do I remember that story correctly?
That was our sales manager, Steve Morley.
Okay. Oh, that was Steve
but,
Morley.
But he most definitely took 4 different blood tests, went to 4 different post boxes, and they all came back with the same result. Oh. So he was trying to beat the system, and the system stood strong.
Well, what I've seen meeting many of your team members, a lot of them have no experience in direct selling. And I think that's really important for people is that you don't have to have Dave or my background in network marketing. You just have to have desire to want to do something better. Now, network marketing is not perfect, it's just better. And Dave, you've built an amazing team. Was it over 10,000 customers?
Yeah, and growing.
And of course it's growing, but over 10,000 customers. I know you make a great residual, you make a great income. I got a chance to see some photographs of the new home and all of that, so that's fantastic. Obviously, we get involved in network marketing and make money, but there's an interesting twist to Dave's story. Your actually story and Zinzino is also a love story.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Tell me how that happened, how you and Shan got together.
Well, she was my first customer. So, and if you've ever been in the industry and you're still wondering if you could do it, you tend to go back to those that at least hear you out. And she was one of those friends who heard me out. And so she became a customer, had an absolutely transformational experience on the product and wanted to get in. And I said, no, at that time, Mark, we'd started dating. And I said, there's no way are you going to get in business if we're dating. And she said, well, here's my card. If you don't take it, I'll go to your upline. And I went, okay. And she built it to diamond, so a good level on her own. And then we merged our sort of efforts, and the rest is history. I mean, there's nothing better to wake up, and you know this, Art, with Stacey, is to wake up with the love of your life, to go out there on a daily basis and pursue a purpose and a passion beyond just making money, to make an impact. And do it with your best friend, your soulmate, your wife, your significant other.
You know, I have the same story. In Zinzino, I'm doing it with the love of my life. And so if you are a couple watching, this is an interesting business. You can certainly work together. Now, all the years I've been doing network marketing, you at least have to have a neutral spouse. It may not always be equal effort, but I think both partners in a family need to understand why. Network marketing, obviously we talk residual income, a second income for security, but it's great if you share the dream. And Dave, to see how you and Shan are on stage, how you are with people in general, you're just such bright personalities, and I know we're going to both accomplish so much more together. It's a pleasure to be running side by side with you, my friend. So thank you for taking a few minutes, okay?
Well, I'd just like to say, everybody listening and watching is, to have Art in with Zinzino is a testament in itself. If you don't need to be a network marketer. In fact, I think if you find Zinzino as your first company, let me say this: I believe it's a blessing. Some of the networkers that may find Zinzino, like me, came with a little bit of baggage, a little bit of hurt. So if you find Zinzino as a first company, how blessed. If you find Zinzino as a networker that's looking for that one safe place to build one more time, then this man's a testament of why Zinzino would be a great choice. He's not a dummy. He's a wise man. He did his due diligence. And the reality is this is a solid company that's going in one place. And that is making a global impact.
The last time. Again, Dave, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
It's a pleasure.